Me, Zephyr Beeblebrox, the British Tech Guru. Okay, this is my jumbled bit of tidiness. This is the radioactive element I have been attempting to use. It's not very radioactive, but it works. It's tritium. Now, this is the circuit that I have been trying, and while it does work, if I connect a 9-volt battery to it, we can see that the LED comes on this time quite brightly. I won't keep that plugged in. Now the photodiode here might be getting a little warm, I don't know, because it's all wrapped up. The problem seems to be that the photodiode that I'm using, which is this one, reading around, it apparently does pick up single photons of light, which is what I'm expecting. But the problem is that while it picks them up, it only outputs for a very small fraction of a second, which is where this circuit came in, because this was supposed to store the fractions of a second, because a single photon would produce a single electron with the photodiode. But I'm not sure that's big enough. That is actually small enough to produce a readable signal. This produces a readable signal, I believe, with a tin can detector. Well, I'm not using a tin can detector. I'm using a photoluminescence detector. Totally different thing. This transistor is good, and it works with that. But now there were a couple of other problems. Now, running this thing off I ran it successfully off 3 volts. But running it off 9 volts, I used a buck converter, and I had the buck converter set to 0, so it was going straight through. And the buck converter actually got really quite hot. I nearly burned my finger on it. So clearly, I was running that a little bit hard. It didn't need to be there. So I tried running it straight off a 9-volt battery. And while it did work, I have a feeling this is getting rather warm. Now, I do have a temperature thing, and of course the battery in it is totally dead. Let's see if I can get the battery out. I hate this thing because the battery is almost always dead. I bought this for welding, and oh dear, the battery just does not want to come out, does it? Anyway, I had the feeling that the photodiode in this was getting pretty hot. I felt here, and it just felt a bit warm. So it could well be that the photodiode approach to detecting photoluminescence from radiation might not actually work. It does work, but it does not work in a way that I can pick it up easily. Now, this is the smallest capacitor I've got. So there's a question now, do I get an even smaller capacitor if one can be located? Or should I get instead an avalanche photodetector or a silicon photomultiplier, which will produce an avalanche of electrons in response to a single photon? Now that could be the answer. So at the moment it looks like I'm going to have to order something again. So I might order both an avalanche photodiode and a silicon photomultiplier tube, a silicon photomultiplier. Then I can try both side by side and see what goes on. This where am I? Here we go. This is actually, has got some noise in it, but it seems to be quite decent. I'll keep on using this. It's Chinese, and well, heavens, every single bit of electronics is Chinese in the world is Chinese. I just can't get away from it. And the Chinese have an absolute monopoly on everything electronic. So, and of course that is a very bad thing, because it means that all they need to do is say, we're not going to sell any resistors to anybody anymore. And the whole world would grind to a halt very quickly. Or pay $10,000 per resistor. So anyway, that is where the radiation detector is right now. Another delay. And I'm not sure where I'm going to get the parts. I don't know whether I'm going to be charged tariffs if I buy from China or whether I have to buy them from within the US. I'm going to have to see.